On this episode, what to do after a blizzard. Hey everyone, I'm Scott Hughes and this is episode 9 of the Pondering Prepper Show, and today we're talking about the do's and don'ts of blizzard recovery. Before we jump into today's show, I got a couple quick questions. First, are you enjoying these shows? Are you getting anything out of them? Any kind of useful information? And if you are, either way, what would you like to see us change about these shows, if anything? We're looking at adding a couple more episodes, weekly episodes, to this show, making it 3 to 5 days a week, along with a couple other show ideas we have to be adding to our main page. We're just really looking forward to adding more shows and to getting your feedback about the shows. Okay, now let's jump into it. Last week, I think I said it was bitter cold in Ohio. I lied. It was not bitter cold in Ohio. It is bitter cold this week. I woke up yesterday and my phone said it was negative 18 degrees. That is bitter cold, at least for us here in Ohio. So we've talked a lot about blizzard and cold preparedness, and today we're just going to continue that discussion because of how cold it is. We've got a storm coming up the East Coast now from Florida, I think all the way up to Maryland. It's going to drop a lot of snow. I did talk to my buddy in Florida. He's on the other side from the storm, so I guess he's just going to get some rain out of it. No snow headed his way. So if you've been following the advice we've had in the past few episodes, your house and your vehicle should be ready to survive a blizzard, to include staying warm when the power's out and it's really cold outside. So now what? Where do we go from here? So the blizzard has passed. You take every precaution and follow all of our advice. You made it. Now it's time to assess any damage and start the recovery process. We all know a blizzard can potentially be very devastating for a home. Let's tackle any problems you may encounter and get your family back on track and enjoying the winter season. Start by looking out your front door. You're going to be looking for down power lines, specifically near your home, in your yard, or maybe on your home if you can see them. If you find any, by all means, do not try and get closer to them. If there's still power running through these lines, with all the wet snow around, it can send a surge of electricity through you, potentially causing life-threatening injury. Also, if you found down power lines, be sure to keep your kids and pets inside. Don't let them run all willy-nilly around the outside of your home, potentially running into these power lines, because the same thing could happen to them. If you do have phone service, if you have a cell phone, I think we all probably do, you likely do have some kind of phone service. Give your local power company a call. Say, hey, you know what, we got some power lines down out here, and simply just wait for them to arrive. Now, depending on the situation, it may take them a while to get to you, sometimes days. To get to you. So the important thing here is just to be patient. If you have carbon monoxide detectors installed, and you should have, double check their batteries right now, because the more heat you create in your home using the alternative methods we've discussed on previous episodes will cause a buildup of carbon monoxide, like we mentioned. So you want to keep an eye on it, and anytime it gets your detectors go off, it's time to either move out of the area or vent, create some kind of vent in that area to get that stuff out of there. Next up, check your water lines. If you find any that are broke, be sure to shut it off and get a hold of a professional. Get out there and repair them. The reason we shut the line off, even if it's frozen, is once it thaws out, you're going to face the potential for flooding in your home. Next, take a walk around your home, preferably inside, and check for broken or shattered windows. If you find any, you're going to need to probably apply a temporary quick fix until you can get them repaired or replaced. An easy quick fix is simply nailing some plywood over the windows, or hanging some thick blankets over them, using tacks, like I think we discussed in one of our previous videos anyway. The blankets will add a layer of insulation, kind of blocking the wind off a little bit, which will help you keep the heat in and stay a little bit warmer. Once you've got your windows taken care of, take a look at your ceiling. Look for any leaks that the blizzard might have caused. As you make your rounds, if you happen to see any structural damage, you're going to want to try and seek shelter somewhere else. You don't want to be in there if the place collapses. If you can't take shelter somewhere else, at your neighbors or a local shelter, try and relocate you and your family to a safe section of your home away from the area that has the potential for collapse. If your house has a chimney, lucky you, check for any structural damage. You don't want to light a fire in there and have all that smoke backing up into your home. If you find damage, you're going to want to get a professional out there to get it fixed as soon as possible. These are the kind of things I wouldn't try to advise fixing yourself, unless, of course, you are a chimney repair person. Repair it incorrectly, then you could actually end up causing more damage than what you find after a blizzard. Now, finally, if you can walk the perimeter of your home, look for any broken tree limbs. Also, look at any trees that are close to your house. These limbs may not fall right away, they may fall later. So look for any that have the potential of falling and see if you can get them removed or get someone out there to remove them if you can't do it yourself. You don't need them falling, causing damage to your home or any injury to someone in the area. Maybe they're walking by or something. All right, so we covered the do's of blizzard recovery. Let's jump in and cover the don'ts of blizzard recovery. First, don't drive until it's safe to do so. If you absolutely must go out, check your tires and make sure they are properly inflated, and obviously wear your seatbelt. Next, don't walk without knowing your surroundings. Be careful of snow and ice and take steps slowly. Avoid shortcuts. Shortcuts can be dangerous because those paths are less likely to be cleared and treated. Also, be aware of what you're walking under. You don't need to be hit in the head by falling snow or ice or tree limb. Don't be sledding in areas you aren't familiar with. Once the blizzard has passed, you will have plenty of snow around, and sledding can be a great way to ease the tension in your home. Have a little bit of fun while you wait for people to come out and fix the things or remove the things that need to be done to recover from the blizzard. So if you do choose to go sledding, make sure you know the hill and area pretty well. You don't want to be sledding on a hill that's too steep, and make sure that it has a nice flat area for stopping at the end of it. Avoid areas where there are streets or parking lots, trees or fences, and be sure to dress warm to avoid frostbite. We covered that before in another episode. Next up, don't shovel with your back. If you're out there trying to clear the sidewalk or driveway and you're using a snow shovel, like probably most of us are, unless you're lucky enough to have a snowblower, try to push the snow rather than lift it. If you do end up having to lift it, don't fill the shovel all the way. And also be sure you're going to lift with your legs, not your back. This is going to help prevent injuring yourself. While you're out there shoveling, make sure you take plenty of breaks. This will help prevent getting over-exhausted. Something that probably is often overlooked as you're out there shoveling. You might not think as shoveling snow as a strenuous activity. When it comes to heating your home, we've talked about it before. And one of the things we don't recommend is using stoves, and we definitely don't recommend using charcoal grills. Like I said, we've talked about this before, but when the power's out, you might be tempted to heat your home with your stove or drag that charcoal indoors and light it up. It's really a bad idea, and really, if this is your only option, okay, but you have to be, proceed with extreme caution with this. And it's really a bad idea because of the amount of carbon monoxide that they both release. And we all know the dangers of carbon monoxide. It's going to poison us, or it can poison us. Carbon monoxide is colorless, it's odorless, so you don't even really know it's there until it's too late. Basically, at all costs, you want to avoid those types of heat. And the last thing on our don't do list is don't drink alcohol to stay warm. This is something, I think we've covered it before, but I wanted to throw it in here. And I know how tempting it is to grab a quick drink when you're stressed or you're tired. But in the short term, a quick drink might make you feel warm. It actually decreases your core body temperature and reverses some reflexes that control body temperature, like shivering. So you'll be shivering less, and shivering kind of helps keep your body temperature up by keeping the blood flowing. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. I know it's another short one, but honestly, the place I'm recording in right now does not have any heat, so it's 24 degrees right here where I'm sitting. I don't know, it's colder outside. I've got a small heater in here, but we're looking at some alternative locations to record in, some places we can set up a couple different sets and nice workstation. So that's something that we're hopefully within the next 30 or 60 days we're going to be moving our recording studio to a really nice dedicated workspace. Before we sign off, I wanted to let you guys know we've opened up pre-orders for Volume 2 of our Survival Notes series. It's all about blizzard preparedness. This is not one. This is our other one. This is our Volume 1 EMP, but it looks pretty much the same. It's got a different title, and the inside obviously is different. Just like the other ones, they're made right here in the U.S. They're water resistant, actionable information in here, checklists, action plans, and lots of space to add your own personal information and notes to go along with the information that we put in here. They cost just like the other ones, $10 each. They're made of really high quality material, so they're sure to last you a long time. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested. Check that out. I'm also going to include a link to our new apparel shop. We've got some t-shirts and hoodies. I think we have a hat in there also for you guys to take a look at if you guys want to support Freedom Prepper and wear the Freedom Prepper logo. That stuff's there for you to take a look at. Okay, until next time, stay always ready, my friends. Take care.